What chapter 16 Water is a precious resource. जल है तो कल है. If you have water, you can think of your future. You are perhaps aware that 12 March is celebrated World Water Day. World Water Day. World Water Day. 22 March is celebrated as a World Water Day. A school celebrate 22 March is celebrated as the World Water Day. A school celebrate Water Day in United Posters from the children of your age group. Some of the posters presented on the day are something. What is the message you get from these posters? Write your observations in your notebook and discuss them in the class. Have you ever felt a shortage of water at home or at school? You parents or teachers must every often be advertising your not we waste water. No wonder we celebrate one water day every year to attract the attention to everybody towards the importance of conservation of water. The amount of water recommended recommended by the United Nations for drinking, washing, cooking, and maintaining proper hygiene is maximum of 50 liters per person per day. 50 liters per person per day. This amount is about 2.5 buckets of water per person per day. It's your family getting at least this much of water? If yes, you should consider yourself fortunate because millions of people in your country do not get enough water. What about your friends and their families? Share your experience with them. In some places, there is a acute shortage of water, tap running dry, long queues for water, fights, marches, and protests for damage of the water have become a common sight, especially during summer. Some of other the newspaper clippings so figure 60.3 clearly indicate this message. This is not true. There is a face acute shortage of water. Collect a clipping of newspaper and magazine of the news item article picture related to the water shortage. Paste them your scrapbook and share with your friends. List some problems faced or problem. Discuss the water. Water shortage becomes a matter of concern throughout the world. It is estimated that in few years now. Year 2003 was observed as the International Year of the Freshwater to make people aware of the dwelling in natural resources. More than one third of the people in the world would face water scarcity. Before we discuss why water is getting scarce, we must know how much water is available to use on your planet. How much water is available? Look at the picture of the Earth taken from space. Why does the appear blue? Surely you can guess. Yes, you are aware that about 61% of the Earth's surface are covered with the water. 61% Earth's surface is covered with water. Almost all of the water on the earth is contained in the sea and the ocean. River, lake, ice caps, as groundwater and the atmosphere. However, most of this water is not fit for human consumption directly. The water that is fit for use is fresh water. Perform the following activities. Sum roughly the relative amount of water available in some these sources. Take a medium-sized blanket, fill up the water. It contains about 20 liters of water. Take a spoon of 5 liter capacity of transfer 100 ml spoon water from the bucket, a small container like the bath mug. From the bath mug, transfer the 30 spoon of water to a glass tumbler. Finally, take 1/4 spoon of the water from the mug. The water left in the bucket present in the saline water present in the sea, ocean and party as groundwater. This water is not fit for human use. The water left the bath mug represent the water which is present in the frozen from a glacier, ice caps and permanent snow, again not available readily. Appreciate the actual amount of water available for human use. Does the finding worry you? Discuss this in your class. Forms of water. Are you afraid that continuous use will someday exhaust at the water available for use? You know that water on the earth has been maintained for millions of years by various processes which make the water cycle. You have studied the water cycle in class 6. You write in your own words that you know about the water cycle. Do you know that when water circulates through the water cycle, it can be found in all the three forms solid, liquid, and gas at any given time somewhere on the earth? The solid form, snow and ice, is present as ice caps at the poles of the earth. Snow covered mountains and glaciers. Liquid water is present in the ocean, lakes, rivers, and even underground. The gaseous form is the water vapor present in the air around us. The continuous cycling of water among its three forms keep the total amount of water on the earth constant even when the whole world is using it. Does it give you any relief? Can you recall the processes involved in the water cycle? The following activity will happen. The same process involved in the water cycle is labeled by the numbers match the number of people in the jumper from the most of two cities of the water supply system maintained by the civic rundown automatic taxes bodies. Water is drawn from nearby lakes, rivers, ponds, or wells. The water is supplied through the network of pipes. Many villages do not have such a water supply system. There are fetch water directly from the source. Often, people and even children have to walk several kilometers to fetch out the water. The children suffer the loss when continue attend school regularly since they spend hours fetching water. A large number of people draw water from well, tube wells, and hand pumps. From where do these sources get water? Groundwater is an important source of the water. If we dig a hole on the ground near a water body, we may find that the soil is moist. The moisture in the soil indicates the presence of water underground. If we dig deeper and deeper, we would reach a level where all the space between particles of the soil and the gaps between rocks are filled with water. The upper level of this layer is called the water table. The water table varies from place to place and it may even change at the given place. The water table may be at a depth of less than the meter or may be several meters below the ground. The water found below the water table is called groundwater, that is source of the groundwater. The rainwater and water from other sources such as river and ponds seeps through the soil and fills the empty space and cracks deep below the ground. The process of seeping of water into the ground is called infiltration. The groundwater thus get recharged by this process at a place that the groundwater is stored between layers of the hard rock between the water table. This is known as the aquifer. Water is the qualifier can be usually pumped with the help of the head. Have you seen the site where construction work is going on from where do the workers get water for construction? Maybe you have seen boring being done at the side of the ridge of the water table. From the people working there, how deep they have to dig. Can you keep on drawing water from the ground? How will affect the water table? Depletion of water table. The water drawn from under the ground gets restored. The seepage the water table does not get affected as long as we draw as much water as and replenish the natural processes. However, water table may go down if the water is not sufficiently replenished. This may happen to many reasons. Increase in population, industrial and agricultural activities are some common factors affecting water stable. Scanty rainfall is another factor that may deplete the water table. Yet another factor affecting water table could be deforestation and decrease in the effective areas for seepage of water. Increased population. Increasing population creates demand for construction of houses, shops, office, roads, and pavement, pavements. This decreases the open areas like parks and playgrounds. This in return decrease on the seepage the rainwater into the ground. What would be the consequence? Recall that the puka flow does not allow water to seep the early while in the glass low water seep through on no time. However, moreover, a high amount of the water is required for construction works. Often, groundwater is used for this purpose. So, on one hand, we are consuming more groundwater, and on the other, we are allowing lesser water to seep into the ground. This results in depletion water table. In fact, the water table in some parts of many cities has gone down to alarmingly low levels. Increasing industries. Water is used by all the industries, almost everything that we use need water somewhere in this production process. The number of industries is increasing continuously. Water used by most of the industries is down from the ground. Agriculture activities. A majority of farmers in India depend on rain of irrigating their crops. Irrigation systems such as canals are the only in few places. Even this system may suffer from lack of water due to erratic rainfall. Therefore, farmers have to use groundwater for irrigation. Population pressure on agriculture force increasing use of groundwater day by day. This resulting in depletion of water table, distribution of water. This distribution of water over the globe is quite uneven due to the number of factors. Some places have good amount of rain and are water rich. On the other hand, there are deserts which have scanty rainfall. India is the first country in the rainfall is not same everywhere. The region have excessive rainfall while some other have little rainfall. Excessive rain cause flood, whereas absence of rains result in droughts. The some region in India government floods are suffered at the same time. Water management. You have written to many places regular supply of water. Water provided by a well-planned pipe system. When the civic authorities supply water through the pipe, not all it may reach the destination. You you might have seen water supply pipes leaking and a lot of water gushing out of the pipe. It is the responsibility of the civic authority to prevent such wastage of precious water. Mismanagement of wastage may take place at the level of individuals also. All of us knowingly or unknowingly waste water while brushing teeth, shaving, bathing, washing and doing many other activities. Leaking tap is another source of water wastage. We waste as though we do not need water the next time. We have seen that most of the water that we get rainfall just follow away. This is a waste of precious natural resources. The rainwater can be used to recharge the groundwater. This is referred to as water harvesting or rainwater harvesting, about which you have learned classics. Find out the building in your neighborhood have water harvesting system installed. We have many places in India and over at places the shortage and water charge like the Bowries. Bowry was the traditional way of the collecting water. With time the Bowry fell into disuse. The garbage shortage beginning in the previous. However, because the acute water shortage, people in these areas have been rethink the boundaries are being revived. Today, the situation is that in spite of the spinning rains, these places are managing their water needed well. A farmer using water in the field can also use water economically. Maybe you have heard drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is the technique of watering plants by making use of narrow tubing which deliver water directly at the base of the plant. Bhojpur in the Kutch areas in Gujarat has a very erratic rainfall. The only source of fresh water lies underground because rivers in the area do not have water throughout the year. On the year, demand of water has grown. The withdrawal groundwater has far exceeded recharge. As a result, the water table has gone down alarmingly. In 1989, the villager, along with the non-governmental organization, decided to harvest rainwater. A 10th check dams later built on the Sukmati River and made it distribution of the water collect increase the precipitation through the soil and recharge the river. According to the farmers, the bill the water shortage into the sea has become available for the irrigation. What role you can play? You have others should concern if you saw the tap leaking in your house, school or any other place. Leaking tap waste a lot of water. You must make effort to stop this leakage. There are a number of ways you can adopt to minimize the wastage of water. Let us begin. You can given water wise habitats. Turn off tap while brushing. Move the floor instead of washing. Effects of water security on plants. On the must have seen spotted plants wilting and ultimately drying up. They do not get water even for a few days. You have already learned chapter 1 that Plants need water to get nutrients from the soil, prepare their food. Just imagine the consequence. Water is not available. Plants, the green character of the planet is all lost. Maybe mean the end of life. The world plants all mean of the no food, no oxygen, no enough rain, no individual other problems. The successful initiative. Rajasthan is a hot, dry place. Challenge nature security. Water was made the successful experimental social worker transformed dry gas allow distinct into green. The river depths of the river are very local. Sorts of harmony is the constant water harvesting structure. Water is essential for all living beings. There can be no life without it. Where existing in their form, solid, liquid, gas, solid, liquid, vapor. Through water is maintained by the water cycle, yet there is an acute scarcity of water in many parts of the globe. There is an uneven distribution of water, much is the result from the human activity. Rapid growth of the industry, increasing population growth, irrigation requirements of the management are some of the cases for others water shortage. We need to be worried about the wastage during the supply of water through pipes, the leaking tap to the building of the other piece, unnecessary usage water overflowing from groundwater should be avoided. Discharge for the water ground should be increased. The need of the hour of the every future usage of inoffensive plant is ultimately trapped water few days. Drip irrigation. Drip irrigation varies. Women traditional way of collecting varies. Water collecting, water harvesting, rain is harvesting. भोजपुर कुछ एरिया गुजरात कच्छ एरिया very erotic rainfall. Percent of Earth's surface is covered water. Most water contains river, lake, ice caps, groundwater, atmosphere, and directly from water. International Year of the Freshwater from 22 मार्च वर्ल्ड वाटर डे 22 मार्च वर्ल्ड वाटर डे 22 मार्च वर्ल्ड वाटर डे 22 मार्च वर्ल्ड वाटर 50 लीटर पर पर्सन 50 लीटर पर पर्सन पर डे पर पर्सन 50 लीटर. उसके बाद और very quick calculator the founder the amount of water is found in the earth roughly water found on the earth. The water cycle it can found all three forms. Water cycle can from solid, liquid, and gas. Any given some tips of solid form. That is ice present is caps because earth snow covered mountain or the glaciers. Liquid water present on the oceans, lakes, rivers, and even gases form the water vapor. Water vapor present air, ground of continuous cycling of water. In three forms की total amount of water is constant using और इसमें तो इम्पोर्टेंट और कुछ है नहीं. चलिए नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में देखते हैं।